Okay, here we are again with my wife's Taurus. I'm still chasing an issue. The stumbles under load. It stumbles just about all the time. I've replaced the spark plugs, coils, and also fuel injectors. It's not pulling any codes, so there's nothing to pinpoint what's going on, but it's definitely misfiring. So the next step with this will be throttle position sensor, which can also lead to a misfire. You wouldn't think so, but actually it can. I've had to replace the throttle body on this car maybe 5 years ago due to a throttle position sensor failure. So it very well could be. Part of the problem with this, unlike the older fuel injected cars, the throttle position sensor is not a removable piece that you can just change. It's integrated with the throttle body. This little black piece right here is the throttle position sensor attached to the throttle body. So what I'm going to do is remove the air intake, remove throttle bodies, just 4 8mm bolts, a couple of plugs, swap the new one on and see what we've got. Okay, let's get started. I loosened up the bracket there. This little hose pops off. Just kind of keep it out of the way a little bit. We also have this hose, which I covered this stuff in my video on the coils when I removed the upper intake manifold. There's also a plug here and clips. One, and there's another there. So now I'm going to pull this off, peel it back off of the throttle body, and then remove it here. It's going to take 2 hands. So I'm going to set the phone down here. Okay, that took like 12 seconds, maybe at the most. So we have one plug here that runs the throttle position sensor, and then 4 8mm bolts to hold the throttle body itself onto the intake manifold. So sorry, holding the ratchet in my mouth, so I got to attach it to the socket. And I already have it, since I bought gaskets for the upper intake manifold. I have a new gasket for it, didn't have to buy one. Okay, oh, missed that one. All right. Again, as I said in the other video, all this stuff is really easy to do. It's just, take stuff apart and put it back together the way you took it apart. Nothing really complicated. The complicated part for me right now is figuring out what's wrong with this car. I don't like throwing parts at things because it's expensive. I think I'm 600 bucks into this one now, as far as repairs, parts. Not to with my labor. You can see the notch up here. See that? That green color, that's the gasket. So when you put the gasket on, you fit that notch on the gasket in that notch, and it gets it in the right spot. In a second here, I'll have to put the phone down because this last bolt holding on, the throttle body's going to want to fall off. See how loose it is? Maybe I can do it one-handed. Car is hot. My middle finger knuckle on my right hand is burning right now. I don't want to drop this bolt, so give me a second. Okay, there you go. Yep, see, throttle position sensor is inside that plastic piece there. There's my gasket, which just gonna peel that out. It works, fits in a slot right there. If I can get it peeled out wearing these gloves. Right now I'm not being successful. There we go. When in doubt, use your knife. Okay. Well, here's the new one. Make sure they match up. And they do. So I'll put this back on, new gasket, and we'll be good to go. New gasket installed. Of note, compared to the previous gasket with the notch, this one did not have the notch on the gasket itself. So I just went ahead and put it in there. It fits, just doesn't have the locator notch on it like that one. Okay, new throttle body installed, literally 2 minutes maybe to bolt that on there. Go ahead and plug that in while I've got it. Now I'll put the airbox unit back on and crank the car. Let's see what happens. Again, this stuff is so easy. I'm certainly not a rocket scientist, that's for sure. But again, if I could do this, you can do it. So don't be afraid. Get your hands dirty. You might enjoy it. And it's done. Literally 10-minute job swapping the throttle body on this car. Granted, you know, cars are different. They're all made a little differently, so it may take you a little longer on others, but it's really not that big a deal. So let's cross our fingers and hope this works. Have a good day. Thanks for watching.